the sofa sessions where we talk to you about the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, the stuff that just occurred during our week. I'm April.
And I'm Z, and this is my dog, Storm.
Technically, she's not really her dog.
She's my dog.
She just follows her around.
She's fine.
So, session number 1, we gotta like talk about this whole first football game thing because it was interesting. I mean, hurricane season. Well, let me say, the hurricane has hit our area, and it was like really rainy, and I'm just like, yo, why don't they cancel this game? Like, I spent the whole hour and a half of the drive fussing, complaining, singing, pointing stuff out, and was really pissed because people cannot drive in the rain. It's like, come on, stop riding your freaking brakes, stop being nosy looking at the accident before we get in the accident. And Camry drivers are just horrible. They're the worst. Like, it's the car for people who can't drive. Like, what are you doing? They're always riding their brakes or making some stupid driver's decision. It's like, okay, did you go to driving school? Maybe you should go to driving school. Maybe you need driving school, because y'all Camry drivers, I can't stand y'all. And if you're watching, stop doing stupid shit on the road. Like, really. So I'm like fussing because I'm like, dude, if they cancel this game by the time I get there, we ain't going to no more games. I don't care if this is the first one of the season, we ain't doing it. Because it's an hour and a half and it's raining. And they just need to cancel this shit because the hurricane's coming. Like, ugh. So, found some good crab houses, found a barbecue spot on the way there, but I still was just like irritated. So I get there and I'm like crocheting, you know, doing my little thing. And my son is like, I forgot my ID. First of all, how do you forget your ID? Like, you didn't forget that we need to go to the store to get a bigger cup, because he didn't have a cup. Like, I was taking him to practice and shit. I didn't even really think about that he needed a cup. Like, we got all the other stuff, but we didn't think about the cup. So he was like, oh, I need a cup, they ain't gonna let me play. And then that night, he was like, oh, I'm gonna put my ID in the refrigerator. I'm like, dude, just leave it in your wallet, right? Because just leave it in your wallet. Because if you put it in the refrigerator, you're gonna forget it. Or it's gonna fall because he's in and out the refrigerator. He eats me at house and home. And I'm just like, no, we're not gonna do that. So he forgets the ID and the face, man.
It looked something like this.
Bruh. So he's like standing there beside the car, staring like, I'm mad. I don't know if I'm gonna cry. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but I'm just like feeling some type of way. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, you just gonna learn. Like, you can't be forgetting your stuff. Like, you need to have all your shit. Like, get it out the night before. So we didn't know if he was gonna be able to play or not. She's laughing. Coach comes over there to me. He's like, well, is it gonna be too much to ask you to ride back home? First of all, it's like 2:45. Game starts at 3:15. Took me an hour and a half to get here. I got a half a tank of gas. So I said to him, well, if somebody giving me some coins for this gas tank, because I only got a quarter tank of gas, then we might could work something out. But just think about the fact that by the time I get back, game gonna be over anyway. So he gonna sit his hockey behind on the bench if he can't play and just watch from the sidelines. Like, that's just the option here, because we just not gonna do it. But she's just like laughing, and I'm like, it's not funny because like his first game, he was really looking forward to this first game. Like,
it was hilarious. I mean, what do you
Siblings.
expect? He's sitting there all angry because he left his ID. I mean, nobody else left it. He did. So, I mean, it's just hilarious.
but it's not hilarious when things happen to you. It's like a whole, the earth is gonna burn type of situation I gotta deal with when things just don't work out for her. Don't let her team lose a basketball game. By the way, they suck. So, yeah, we're out there on the field. She's playing with the umbrella, just twirling it, right? It's cold. I ain't got my jacket. The kids wore the jackets, but I ain't wear no jacket. I had my little arms out. And for whatever reason, she thought it would be cool to splatter on the glasses. Like, there's no windshield wipers here. no windshield wipers. And then she's wetting up the dude that's sitting next to us. So I'm like, really? Are we really going to act like we're 5 out here?
Yes.
Unacceptable.
Acceptable.
So she's twirling the umbrella and we're like commentating on the sidelines. We're like talking about the kids and whatnot. And while we're doing this, like, these people, they just like say anything while we're out there. Like,
yeah, especially guys. When they take football so serious, they're like, yeah, go tackle him, go do this, yeah. And then they just take football so serious and like,
then they get angry.
Yeah, they get so mad. And I'm just like, shouldn't the people playing be angry, not the people watching be angry?
But I'm talking about like the coaches though, because like the coaches, they're like all upset, like, hey, y'all better do something out there. Get down that goddamn field. Y'all just sit here, y'all just letting them take the ball. I want my ball back. They stole my ball. First of all, you got 2 footballs out here. They bought a football, you got a football. So really, nobody's ball was taken here. Like, you guys are trying to flex y'all balls, but I mean, come on, like. They just say funny stuff out there. Like, I really didn't want to go. I always like doing the whole traveling to the football thing. Like, if it's up the street for me, cool, let's go to the game. But when I got to drive somewhere, I don't really know be feeling like it. But then when I get on the field, I'm good because I'm like, we about to be entertained out here. So, the kids are just like running back and forth. Some of them got the butterfingers because it's raining, so the ball is like wet. And in the midst of that, we like took our eyes off the game because it was like something moving back and forth on the other side of the field. So I'm like looking, I'm like, is that an animal? Like, what is that?
Yeah, because it was like you have the field, you have the commentators, and then you have this hole right there.
And the lower half of the field. So we took our eyes off of the game. And we just like focus on whether that was an animal or some sort, because it was raining, it was cold, and if it was an animal, we was about to be up out of there. Like, we weren't gonna do all that. It was gonna be like, in the game, we got a wild animal out here. So we get back to looking at the game, and the kids, they played pretty well out there. But there's always that one fucked up, aggressive, borderline serial killer, psychotic child out that mofo, who has to just do something drastic. So looking at the game and it's about to come to an end or whatever. And so this child like decides, well, I'm about to like take your kid on head on. Like a whole illegal hit. Like it was so loud out there. Son sitting there, can't move, can't breathe. Because somebody's idiot fucking child decided to make a really bad decision. Like it was very aggressive.
And you know, that child made a very bad decision, so I was just gonna show that kid a lesson, you know? But nobody would tell me like who the kid was.
Because she ain't need to know.
I needed to know. I mean, it happened so fast. Like, it happened so fast, and I couldn't see who it was. So I was just like, I need to find out who it is, because once I do, we're fighting.
No. So,
yes.
I go and I try to go talk to the parent. They're having like this whole hoorah. Now, the parent was actually a coach of the kid. So that killed 2 birds with one stone. So when I go over there, I'm like, I want to speak to the person and where the injury just occurred to my son or whatever. This paraplegic dude in a wheelchair. First of all, the grass is wet, dude. Don't jump out there. He's like, oh, don't come over here with that shit. First of all, dude, we see why you in a wheelchair. Clearly, we see why you're in a wheelchair. And it would be very unfortunate if I just like rolled your ass about that chair and then we try to watch you get back in the chair while it's raining. So that would have been terrible. So
unfortunate.
The parent, he decided to be like really just rude,
disrespectful, arrogant, insensitive,
it
retarded, an a-hole.
So it's like he's trying to convince me that that's not what they teach. He's trying to say my son was hitting the body. And I'm like, no, that was a head-on. He hit him in his face, his neck area pretty much, because that was the situation.
Pause. So I have a question. So if you're hitting the body, how does that hurt your neck? If you have on a helmet, how does that hurt your neck?
So this goes into coach is not paying attention, improper coaching. Better yet, the way his attitude was lets me know exactly why his child acted the way he does. And it's like, you may want to like nip that aggressive behavior in the bud, because if he's aggressive on the field, he's probably aggressive at school or outside of school, harming somebody else's child, because he was all intentional. Like, I'm not that parent who said your child can't get hit on the field. Like, people get fucked up out there. I understand that. But there's some stuff you just don't intentionally do to other people's kids while you're out there. That's why they have guidelines. And kids get crazy out there. So he's like, oh, we don't coach that way. Dude, it ain't about how you coach. It's about what the kids want to do when they get on the field. This is something that needs to be nipped in the bud. But he didn't want to hear what I had to say. He was focused on, the league's going to pay for everything. You don't have to worry about it, blah, blah. You know, if it was my son, I would say suck it up. Wrong move, dude. But I'm glad you said something like that, because it really shows me the type of asshole you really are. And to be that way in front of all these kids, no professionalism. It was utterly unacceptable.
Very.
So we're like completely upset. Parents are concerned. Parents are upset because they saw it. And then it went into us having to go to the hospital. And it's like, not cool. Like, not cool. So here we are at the hospital. She's being a regular teenage girl, checking out the guys there. And I'm just like, not there for that.
Like, you know, I do have a boyfriend. However, I was just looking. I wasn't touching. I was looking, not touching. Looking. But, you know, I instead of focusing on my needs, I was just like, maybe I should put my mom onto somebody, you know, because
not interested at all.
Sure.
I have 2 teens to take care of and money moves to make. Like, I ain't got time to date. I ain't got time to be on the phone with you, booing up. None of that. Like, I don't have time for that. So she's checking the guys out, checking the EMS dude. Well, EMS dude, the police officer, and then the nice nurse who got them some snacks because they were hungry and we were there for some time. It was just like an interesting night, but it was just crazy. So I feel like medical students who watch this, I need you to like research how we can get rid of bad eggs. Like, women who have eggs, we have several eggs. If we could get rid of all the bad ones, like the real fucked up gene ones with kids like that asshole kid, it would be a better world. Like, everyone would be nice and it'd be like, ooh, the universe, good vibes, no fucked up people. So we need to find out how we could get rid of the bad eggs. Like, we don't want to have little serial killers running around here, little homicide people, you know, like killers and shit. Like, we want to get rid of this. Like, we need you guys to really research how we can get rid of the bad eggs. Like, it's not even like abortion type stuff. It's more like executing them before they're fertilized, because we could tell they're bad. Like, ooh, you got a red squiggly line. That's a sign right there. Let's get rid of that egg.
And, you know, when we were leaving from the hospital, you know, my godmom, she came, you know, and she was just like, can we not play football anymore? You'll be a great swimmer, and, you know, you're really tall, you can do basketball, soccer.
Yeah. I mean, like, she was crying and everything. It was just like, I don't want you to play football anymore. And I'm like, that should have been how I was. But I'm like, he's a dude. Like, this is the type of shit that happened. But I don't like how it happened. Like, we gotta, as parents, we want to protect our kids, especially from children like that. Because he's going to really injure somebody's child really bad by doing those illegal hits. And, you know, these referees really need to pay attention to stuff and call shit when they see it. Not just in games and think, oh, it's going to be brushed under the rug. Because it's not. Like, she's upset. You see, your dog is upset. She's like, no, we got to get this shit under control. So we go to Wendy's after the whole hospital thing.
Yeah, it was terrible, you know? And, you know, we thought that we should go to Wendy's. Even though there was like a McDonald's like right behind the Wendy's.
Everybody was fucking hungry because we didn't eat. Like, we got up, we went to this game, went to the hospital, We're at the game at like 2:30. We didn't have time to really stop and get nothing on the way. So we didn't even get out of the hospital until like 10 o'clock, something like that. So Wendy's was like, fuck it, we about to go to this Wendy's with the line.
Yeah, and we thought, let's go to Wendy's. Might be healthier. Woo! And we get to the Wendy's, and she asks us, what do we want? But before she even asks us, what do we want, she's like talking, and I don't think she knows her mic was still on.
Like, come on, fast food people. Cut that fucking mic off. Because you might say some crazy shit to somebody that you work with. Like, dude, I got a fart. Or, yo, these cramps are like really bad. Like, I need to go ahead and change this out. But I can't really get to the bathroom. Like, you might want to make sure that mic is off so we don't hear that type of stuff. And it was just like, she was steady talking. We already knew what the fuck we wanted. So
I wanted an avocado salad, which was new on the menu. So it was like $7. Pretty expensive for an avocado salad.
From Wendy's. Because you know you only getting like 2 pieces of avocado in it. Like, you just getting 2 cubes of avocado. Everything else is lettuce.
Pretty much.
I don't even think they had tomato. But she off the break like, I don't have no more avocado, right?
No,
okay.
no.
She said, I don't have no more salads.
Yeah,
like,
she said I have 0 salads. And I'm looking at the menu, and it's like 10 salads on the menu.
Like, how y'all ain't got no salad stuff? Like, I just think they didn't want to make a salad. I really do.
Right.
And I know some of that shit is pre-made anyway. So we go into, okay, well, we'll get this, we'll get that, whatever. And so I'm like, she's like, what's your drink? And I'm like, let me get a sweet tea, because I didn't want no soda. You know, I'm trying to watch myself, trying to lose some of this weight. So she's like, I have no sweet tea. What the fuck? Y'all ain't got no salads and you ain't got tea. And you in like a half black neighborhood. You got a few white people in the neighborhood, but majority black people on that side. And you have no sweet tea. Like, who running this shop? So
exactly.
I'm like, all right, what the fuck do y'all got to drink? So she's like, well, I got green tea. I don't want green tea. I drink green tea every day. I don't want it today. Okay? If I'm going to eat bad, let's just jump in there. So I'm like, look, just give me the lemonade. So we get lemonade, fancy. She decided she didn't want nothing to drink. She was mad. She had to get a cheeseburger with the bacon on it. And then they only put 1 strip of bacon.
Yeah, 1 strip of bacon on a junior bacon cheeseburger, whatever it's called. And I was highly disappointed because I felt like I was being cheated out of my money. Well,
technically it was my money. But I'm just like, technically it really wasn't even my money. It was like the money I earned from selling tickets. So I'm like, cool, got a little extra change to put on this fast food. We really was gonna go to the movies. So the plan was to go to the movies after the football game, but
yeah, we were gonna
that
go
bullshit happened with the fucked up egg out there. And we couldn't go see the nuts. So I'm like, fuck. I guess it's kind of good though, because it was gonna be crowded. The movie just came out. So we can hit them up Friday. And it probably won't be as crowded. And then I don't know, Saturday we can go see that other movie with a little mechanical dog, because you know your brother's gonna want to see that. We can't just go see horror movies all the time. I mean, we like horror movies. He's not a horror dude. He's more of the action. I want to see people get killed. But so with the whole thing with this whole neck injury, right? The crazy part is, it's like the kid is like laying there, and it's like, oh, my neck, and it's like, I'm just pissed because everybody wants to stand over him, right? We gotta fucking move, people. When people get injured, don't just stand over them. That's not gonna solve the problem. We gotta get the fucking move in here. We gotta get them off the field, all that good shit. So, just wanted to add that tidbit in there because it was just like, my neck. And I was just like, ooh, who is the goddamn parent out here? Who's coaching? Because the ref ain't call it.
And then I'm just like, if you're supposed to be a coach and you see one of your players do something like that to the other team, aren't you gonna go see if that person is okay? And
but he didn't want to see. He wanted to like brush it under the rug like the ref who wanted to end the game instead of call that shit and get it handled. So, needless to say, I'm that mom who's gonna make sure the shit gets dealt with, because we can't have other people's kids getting hurt. My child was hurt. Luckily, it wasn't as bad. But I really would hate for somebody's child to get seriously hurt that it lands the league a lawsuit and real bad media. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, ranting and raving, but we're going to see you guys in the next sofa session video. We're going to talk about first week of high school, second year. We're going to talk about it. How these kids are acting, like they're just crazy. Like, I don't understand. It's something in the water. Something in the chicken. It's just so,
Well, you know, some vegans are pretty crazy too, you know.
What does
No
vegans got to
offense.
do with the high school drama?
I'm just saying, you pointed out chicken first, and you know, vegans, I don't even think they eat chicken. So, I mean, vegan children are also crazy as well, maybe a little bit crazier. No offense to any vegans out there, but you know, when you can't have your vegan food, you know, you go a little insane.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happened the first week and the second week of school. I'm sure it's gonna be interesting, full of drama. We could just talk about high school bull crap.
I know. It's gonna be very interesting.
I'm sure. So, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends so they can see how fucking crazy and fucked up we are. Because, yeah, like, I don't know, we're just us, and we just want to share us with you guys because, yeah, we're fucking entertaining.
Yeah, we really are.
Pretty much. See you guys in the next fucking video.